wonderful being. It's been 3 months since my dark room retreat, and I promised to record the video and share with some of you. So this is it. Um, so first of all, I don't think I will speak a lot about my experiences because every experience is very different. And for example, some people can see visions, and some other people they don't see any visions during the retreat. So I will try to speak in general, not to build up any expectations or attachments. If you decide to do this experience, so you don't expect much, so you go there as a blank page, blank slate. So I was lucky with the fact that next to me there was a church, so I was very connected with the time because every half an hour there was a ding, every hour there was exactly ding ding ding. So I knew exactly when the food is coming, so that kept me sane, kept me grounded. And it's all started with a candle, and I had a candle by the table, and I wrote some questions or some things I would like to learn or understand. And then when I blew the candle out, I got a mini panic attack. For a couple of seconds, I was like, "Oh no, what am I doing here for another 10 days in a darkness?" That's a silly idea. But then I kind of just realized it's going to be an amazing time, just a great vacation. So my mini panic attack stopped very quickly. I just decided, okay, it's going to be a great time away from everything. So I kept silence for 10 days. I was in complete silence, and the days were pretty similar, as you can imagine. There's not much you can do. Uh, I would wake up with the sound of the food coming. There was kind of a hole in the wall, and I could hear a lady coming and offering me some food. So I would open this mini door, take the food, find a way to the table, eat it, put it back. Before that, if I was focused enough, I would be stretching, so doing some breathing, some yoga, then food. But on some days, I was super lazy, so waking up with the sound of food and eating and then digesting. And when the food was more or less done, I would stretch then. So it's a lot of stretching all the time because there's not much you can do. Also, I was reading lots of mantras in my head and just like saying thank you for the food, thank you for the water, thank you for the air, thank you for the bed. So many thank yous, many gratitude, and just introspection. A lot of time to think about life, what to do, what not to do. And on the second day, I started to see strobe light. It was very strange just before going to sleep. So for me, it was going to sleep definitely probably trigger some DMT, and yeah, just flashes of white light, and then it's all kind of the vision started to arrive, and it was not as intense as I was thinking it might be. So I had some experience with DMT, and it was very powerful, very colorful, and this time in the darkness, it was very subtle, but pretty intense nonetheless. Some days there was nothing, and you just go to sleep, and this moment of falling asleep, probably because of DMT being produced in your brain even more, you just cannot sleep. You just sit in bed and just observe all kinds of visions, or some people might say hallucinations. It depends what you believe in, how your vision of reality is. The most difficult day was day 5, I would say, because I realized I was in the middle of it and I had the same amount of time to go. So it was pretty challenging because I realized I'm only halfway there, and oof. So I decided to be super lazy, and sometimes I would just eat breakfast, go to sleep, wake up, eat lunch, then go a little bit to sleep, and then try to get myself out of the bed and move something. And so that was Yeah, it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting experience. I highly recommend for everyone to do it. But usually they recommend 3 days for the first time, but I asked because I had some experiences with deprivation tanks and just staying alone in a forest in the dark, and so I'm pretty okay with the darkness. So it was not as intense, but some people they go through some serious struggles. So if you're not too brave or you're not experienced with the darkness, maybe 3 days is fair enough amount to try for the first time. Coming out was pretty intense as well. I started the candle. I had covered. I've covered my eyes, and then I started the candle, and I could feel the candle burning with my hand. It's like okay, it's on. And then I took off the eye protection thing, and I had two candles in front of me that I couldn't focus at all. And then eventually the candle got kind of connected into one, and the time came to open the window, and I saw all the lights, all the colors, the smell, the sound as well. Everything. Then I went out and I was shaking. I was literally shaking, and I talked with an experienced person who was hosting me, and she said that it's normal that this happens. Yeah, you shake a lot, just like overload of sensory stimulation, I guess. 10 days. Another interesting experience is when I've seen some scary things, and then just some monster-like visions, a lot of teeth and very sharp objects. I would just in my head imagine that I kiss them in the forehead or whatever, and just wish love and compassion. And right about the same time, they would stop being so scary, and they're kind of humbled or become more peaceful. So if you ever go through this experience, maybe this will be helpful for you to to manage the fear, because the fear comes sometimes very powerful waves, but for me it wasn't for long. If I saw something scary, I would just snap out of it by wishing compassion, or just by observing and having fun with visions. I was regardless of how scary they are, I was just like, wow, this is that's pretty intense, and then just watch it and be present with it. Yeah, a lot of breathing, a lot of prana, mantras. Yeah. So I guess that's it for now. I hope it answered some questions, and if you have any questions, uh, feel free to hit me up. I'm ready to share more, and I will show you where I am right now. Yeah. All right, lovely people. All the best. Stay peaceful, stay happy, and stay liberated. Shanti, shanti, shanti.